Hey, it's Tuesday, Total Schmidt Show. Let's do this. Hey, it's Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday because I'm actually shooting this episode, recording it, editing it, and putting it up the same day because it's Jimmy Shubert, and we're in Vegas together this week. So if you're watching this podcast or listening to it when it comes out, Jimmy and I are in Vegas all week. I'll be here through Saturday. He's here through Sunday. But we're at Brad Garretts Comedy Club. More information about that soon. If you're watching the video on YouTube, do me a favor, as always, please give it a thumbs up, like it before you realize you don't like it. Follow me, subscribe to the channel. It's all Mr. Lenny Schmidt everywhere you go. Please follow and subscribe to the channel. Those things cost you nothing, but they help me out a whole ton. The more views I get, blah, 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 you know that's all good news. Look above me and around me. You'll find all the information on social networks and all my social following. And you can even follow the show and support us financially. Everything through my website, lennyschmidt.com. Go there, check it out. I'm working with Jimmy Shubert again. He's been on the show maybe 4 times. He's a great guy. I've known him forever. He's an interesting dude. We go back 25, 30 years. When I started doing comedy, I met Jimmy with Carl LeBeau at a place called Trangus in Malibu just a few weeks after I started, and I got high with him in the parking lot, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life as a young comic. I was like, I'm smoking a joint with Carl LeBeau and Jimmy Shubert. It was pretty cool. But since then, we've become really good friends. We've worked together dozens of times. It's a great week. If you're in Vegas, come see it. He's an interesting guy to talk to, and he's got a lot of great insights on stuff about diet, and he's a really interesting guy, man. I love Jimmy. He's a great guy. And more than anything, one thing I respect about Jimmy, he's a hustler, man. That guy is always working. He's always moving. He's always finding another gig. He's always doing something. Everybody knows who he is. He's one of the hardest working guys I know and a really good friend of mine. And it's my pleasure to show you my conversation with the one and only Jimmy Shubert.
No wonder there's no more customer service. I don't got to tell you people. You're out there. They want you to check yourself out at the supermarket. I was picking a couple of guys, goes, yeah, let's go over there and check yourself out. I was like, I don't work here. Did I accidentally fill out a job application while I was over in the produce section? I thought that was a survey. I'm not taking the 15-minute shift on self-checkout. I don't know the code for a mango. What's wrong with the old way? I like the old way. I like the human way. You make some eye contact with the bored cashier. You put a smile on her face, and then she asks you if you have any coupons, which I don't, because I'm not a housewife from 1978 who's got time to sit at home all day and clip coupons. You know, maybe you should pick up a part-time job and save yourself the 17 cents on the 6 containers of yogurt and the large can of mushroom soup. We gotten dumber as a species. You people know it. They ask you now, when you're checking out, would you like a bag? No, I'm gonna juggle these 47 items out to my clown car. A bag? Well, that would be too easy. There's handles and shit on it. I'm gonna take the items out one at a time. Coming back for the apple next. Should only take about 40 minutes.
All right, man. Let me check this.
Got the sound?
Yeah. Careful bumping the table, too, because your camera's moving.
Gotcha.
So, besides that, we're good. And, dude, you know the drill. It's just me and you in Vegas again
Just
already.
cut it up, baby.
Breaking every rule we were not going to break in the first night.
Well, it's Vegas, bro. Well, once you get it out of your system, then you won't have to worry about the rest of the week.
Yeah, and it probably was. It wasn't. I only lost $50. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, and we needed it, by the way. Just so obviously, because I've been really good. I just had to be careful because of the food thing.
Yeah,
I was like, whoa, I got something in my stomach. I had a cheesesteak.
Yeah, you had a whole fucking. What's that place we went to? Nathan's. Nathan. I was asking if it was. I don't know if it was any good, but you got it. And I had the 2 hot dogs, and we had a bunch of fries. Yeah. You didn't eat my fries though, but you put down that whole cheesesteak.
I had to fucking get it to absorb the booze.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because we went right from the bar to there. So, but yeah, you're right. So we got it out of our system.
Yeah, I'm gonna be eating early tonight. But I don't even know if I'm gonna fucking carry on that. But go, let's go.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna fast. Well, and once I put this together, I might fast and go do cardio, and then grab something light. Maybe even go to the commissary and get a salad.
I gotta get my trip insurance because I'm doing three days back to back in December.
Do you get it for the year, or do you get it per trip? You can buy it for the year. It's like $300.
No, think about that. Maybe I'll think because I got bunches. I'll do it for next year.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it's like 20. Yeah, it's like $26 for like the 3 trips.
Oh, that's not bad. All right, that's good.
So I'll do that this time, and then going forward next year, I'll just buy because I got a bunch of stuff coming up, so I'll just get it for the year.
Yeah, because I just got mine in August.
It's great that you have it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm covered for the year no matter what. You know what I mean? So then I just renew it every year, and it's an easy process. So. Yeah, because some lines require you carry, and other lines don't.
Makes sense.
Yeah, plus you're always
smart.
Plus it is smart. I also have travel insurance that covers me on a plane, on a boat, out of the country, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? Just for, and I only have enough to make sure that my daughters can, and my life insurance just to cover the funeral. You know what I mean? And all my daughters have to pay for my fucking funeral if I could be killed on a boat or something like that. Fucking horrible.
Good.
Yeah. So, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Doing real good.
Dude, what's the new movie? You said you in another movie?
Yeah, I got a movie coming out. It's called Topper with Mark O'Brien, Amanda Clayton, Brian Callen's in it, Eric Griffin's in it. Really cool independent film.
Yeah.
Really well written. Kevin McNamara, who wrote and directed it, who's a stand-up as well. He opens for Callen, but he's a great guy. We had a blast making it. And they just sent me paperwork, so I guess that's going to get a theatrical release.
Yeah.
And
good.
The other one I'm waiting on is Puppy Love.
Okay.
With Hopper Penn, Sean Penn's son, and Michael Madsen, Rosanna Arquette, Wayne Newton, Cowboy Cerrone from UFC. And that's another really kind of offbeat. I really love the independent film market, you know. And only because, like, the studio system is collapsing. I don't know if people are aware of that, but show business in itself has a lot of problems. I mean, Paramount's put the back lot up for sale. They've laid off like 3,000, 2 groups of 1,500. These are legacy jobs.
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm sure there is some production, but most of the stuff is being shot in Atlanta now anyway.
Yeah.
60 to 80% of the filming is done in Atlanta and Michigan and some other stuff.
Well, LA marketed themselves out of it.
You know.
And the business has changed so much now. It's like,
well, the business changed so much. Everybody's trying to find the eyes.
Right.
Where everybody. But the thing of it, like, I don't care what anybody says. You make a great movie with characters and great dialogue and shot well and produced well, people will go see it.
Right.
I don't care what you say. But, you know, they have this agenda, and it's a dumb agenda that you got to cater to this these smaller, like, tiny communities,
the niche,
LGBTQ.
No, there's like doing.
There's certain stories require that you have diversity in them, and other stories don't.
Right.
And you can't jam a round peg into a square.
Right. Yeah, that's what they're doing.
And besides that, most people want to go see a movie to be entertained. Like, I look at Top Gun Maverick, and I saw that 3 times.
Yeah.
That was why I go to the movies.
Yeah.
Those 4 endings, like, you think it's over.
Yeah.
Because of the ending.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was exciting. I mean, dude, Tom Cruise knows how to make a movie. And obviously he loves making movies. That was amazing. That's why I go to the movies. These people don't care. Like, I mean, that's what people want to see. I mean, they broke $1 billion before that ever got released in China, which is unheard of.
Right.
That's how great of a movie that was.
Yeah.
So, and the other thing is, too, with all this P. Diddy shit, I mean, you see the P. Diddy shit, but also Epstein's Island and this kind of stuff. I mean, that is a rampant thing in show business, and it just disgusts me. It makes me sick to my stomach that you would, like, you have these people who stand in the way of making your dreams a reality.
Right.
And then they make you do these things to make them, you know.
Yeah.
It's a humiliation and kind of ritual.
Yeah.
And you see it. I mean, if you look at the Cat Williams interview on the Shay Shay podcast, I mean, it really is. Here's a person with a lot of money and a lot of means to do a lot of great shit, and that's what you do with it.
Yeah, right.
That's what you do. Like, I mean, it's like...
Yeah, you're going to bully and abuse people and use your power to...
And like Usher and Justin Bieber, and those were kids.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you there was a 9-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking gross. I mean, even if half the shit's true, it's still fucking gross.
Yeah.
And they all participated in it. I mean, you know, Leonardo, Jay Lopez.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're all... So I don't know what... you just want to do your art.
Yeah.
I want to make a living doing my art.
Right.
You know, whether it's singing or whether it's acting, and you got all these fucking creeps standing in the way of, you know, and I haven't had to deal with it, hardly any of that myself, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's out there, and it's high time. You know, I mean, I think that, yeah, it's just like you saw Quiet on the Set.
Yeah.
That Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
I mean,
I watched it with my kids, bro. My daughters are big fans of all those guys.
Yeah.
And I worked with that kid, Drake.
But you see,
Dude, that's another level.
Like, it was like pornographic overtones.
Yeah.
With the squirting shit on the face.
Yeah, you don't connect it all till I got older and looked back at it. And I knew the stories about Schneider were out there. Like these stories were like even Epstein or Weinstein. Those stories are out there. They're in the underground of Hollywood. Everybody talks about them. So when it comes out, they're like, well, we had no idea this was happening. No, I'm like, everyone knew. I knew, and I was a fucking...
Yeah. Dude, the P. Diddy thing has been going on for 27 years.
Yeah.
And and I'm telling you, they have... Like, I mean, Cosby had 30 women come forward.
Right.
They have 164.
Sure.
Down from 250.
And it's just the fucking tip of the iceberg, dude. There's going to be more, and there's video for this. There's video for a ton of this shit. I don't know where the videos are.
I'll see what happens. I'm going to wait and see what happens. But I think that it's like, I mean, it's satanic. Like if you go to concerts, you go see some of these concerts. It looks like a satanic ritual. Like it's all these people worshiping at the altar of and they have these very satanic images.
Yeah.
You know, it's very ritualistic. I don't participate in any of that stuff anymore. I was like, my whole goal was just to unplug from the Matrix.
Right.
And that's like it's not watching legacy news. I mean, it's so funny. I have a friend of mine in China who said, he thinks it's funny that people still watch the news in this country. I said, why is that? He goes, well, we figured out 15 years ago it was all propaganda.
Yeah.
I mean, people think that the government or that these people wouldn't be complicit in that. They would never lie. I go, yeah, they would. It's an absolute
Sure they would.
I mean, look what they've done to
protect their shit and stay in power.
Oh, yeah, well, of course. Absolutely. To protect their shit and stay in power.
Yeah.
I mean, look, that's why when you look at what they've done to Donald Trump, I mean, they tried to assassinate his character. They tried to assassinate him.
Yeah.
They tried to bankrupt him. I mean, why?
Right.
Why? I mean, if he's that bad, people would see it.
Right.
Every time you do that, you make him more popular.
Right.
You shot him twice. You know, he's got a couple baby mamas. I mean, he's got the rap vote locked up.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's like, you know, people have been victims of the government really identify with, like, look.
Yeah, that's how he got in especially the first time around. You know what I mean? When he got in, everybody was like, well, fuck the system. This guy, maybe a different guy in there.
Well, I think that's what it is. I mean, people are sick of it. It's like Donald Trump is a giant FU to the system.
Yeah.
And it's not that they can't, the reason they hate him is because they can't control him.
Right.
He doesn't have the stuff that some of these other people have. Like, you know, it's funny, Tony Hinchcliffe said at the rally, he goes, the Democratic Party, you got the endorsements from Beyonce and Leonardo DiCaprio, and he goes, the Democratic Party is like a P. Diddy party.
Yeah.
It's all those people.
Yeah.
You know, and protecting themselves. I mean, but that's how they control people.
Right.
That's what the Epstein Island was about. They would get, and a friend of mine saw the list and said it is the top 500 CEOs of all the top 500 companies.
Plus, he was dealing with princes over in Saudi. I mean, the most powerful people in the world.
He was being run by Mossad.
Yeah.
And so that's how they control all these people.
Yeah.
They get them to do this. And said, if you don't do this, these tapes will see the light of day.
Right.
And you'll be. But here's what you're also going to do. You're also going to have 5 of your most powerful friends down here next time, or we're going to release this.
Right. Oh wow.
And so they bring 5, and
they just build,
and it just builds, and that's what happens, and that's what happened with the P. Diddy, and that's how they run these people.
Right.
I mean, never put yourself in that position because that's how they control you.
Right.
I mean, obviously, Leonardo came out for Camilla like that.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, I mean, I'm sorry, bro. I'm kind of an open mind, but I mean, I'm like, I can't, you know, I don't. The interesting thing about this election is that we've seen both of these people in office.
Right.
And if Donald Trump was going to start World War III, he would have done it the first year in office. If he's so fucking horrible. I mean, the fact that Robert Kennedy, Tulsi Gabbard, Elon Musk, I mean, that's a team. That's a team I want to be involved.
Right.
That's a team I want to be involved.
Well, I find it funny too. What's funny to me always is like
everyone's okay till they don't agree with you. Like Elon Musk was on the left for a while, and then even like Tulsi Gabbard. But then the second they start to say things that you don't want to hear, they push them out the door, and now they're a Russian asset or a problem.
Well,
and they point fingers
the
at you.
problem is because I don't think they agree with where it's going either.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is still America.
Right.
I mean, you didn't give any money to those people in North Carolina.
Right.
You didn't give any money to those people in Maui that you burned out of their
Yeah.
homes.
Yeah.
And then you took, and coincidentally, it sits on the highest lithium mine in North Carolina, where all that sits. And funny how BlackRock got the rights to mine that area.
Right.
Like they just take, like this is what, I mean, it's fascinating if you go down these rabbit holes, but I think the internet initially was a military-grade weapon to spy on people.
Yeah.
But people have taken it and turned it around now.
Yeah.
And so they put the information out there. And so it's clearly obvious there was something really amiss with that first assassination attempt. There were
Right.
3 shooters, not one. But they sacrificed that kid, that little MK Ultra kid
Yeah.
on the roof. They
There
killed
were
him.
3 shooters. I didn't hear any of this story. I know about the kid.
Oh, no. They do the audio.
Right.
There's one that came from deep in the forest. The first shot from the sniper took out the kid.
Yeah.
And you'll see, and then he tried to take out the snipers.
Yeah.
Because you'll see one of the snipers go from like this position to this position where the shot came from.
Right.
You watch him on the roof.
I
And
didn't
somebody
know
did
that.
the audio on those shots, like a 360 degree.
Right.
But we're in Vegas now. You talk about Vegas, that shooting in Vegas.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question, bro. I haven't heard shit from that.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. They
Right.
murdered 54 people, and it was helicopters.
Well, just one guy.
It was
too.
helicopters. No, it was helicopters.
Yeah.
And it was an assassination attempt on one of the royal family who was at that concert or something to that extent.
Really? I haven't heard that.
Bro.
Dude, what rabbit holes are you going down? I gotta fucking go down.
Bro, it's all out there. Bro, I'll tell you, you'll lose your mind.
No, I get lost, dude. Especially weeks like this when I'm here and I got the computer and I just start watching
But
shit.
there's a website. There's a website. I'll send you some of the links.
Yeah.
But they got all the 911 calls. They got it all mapped out in
Right.
Vegas. All the choppers, the flight pass, and all the thing. And that guy was a patsy. Another guy was a patsy. He didn't fall guy. And so he was the Lee Harvey Oswald.
Well, it's always like, well, the guy from the first Trump show is a perfect example. The patches are the guys that go down. You don't hear shit about him anymore. Like this guy in Vegas.
Well, they sacrificed that kid.
Yeah, yeah.
On the roof, they shot him in his fucking head.
Right.
A 20-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And they murdered 2 people in the Trump rally to try to get to Trump.
Yeah.
That's how sick these fucking people.
Well, how bad a shot are you if you're a sniper and you can't hit? You know what I mean? And they miss Trump.
Nicked his ear.
Yeah.
Like
well, you know what? He moved at the last second. Like right before the shot, you did see that where he kind of turns his head.
Dude,
if he didn't turn his head,
greatest opening line, as I was saying, because you went back to Butler, PA, and he goes, "As I was saying."
Did he really?
He just that's how he opened it.
That's really funny.
And here's
That's
the other
actually
thing. Here's the other thing. Donald Trump is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I saw him on the Joe Rogan podcast talked about like he has stand-up comedy kind of timing.
Yeah.
He's probably the funniest president we've ever had. I mean, I don't get the Trump derangement syndrome, but I mean, look, bro, my vote isn't a love letter to a candidate.
Right.
My vote isn't for the first. I want the first female. My vote is a strategic chess move for the kind of country that I want to live in, and for the kind of for like your
Like in the future.
your kids live for the future.
Yeah.
And you look at some stuff, and I just don't like what I've seen the last 4 years. The cost of inflation, and the inflation isn't because the inflation is because the government's spending too much money.
Right.
That's what the fuck it is.
Right,
I mean,
right.
the fact that you're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And you send no money to the people of Maui.
Yeah.
$750. And if that lets anybody know,
Yeah, there's plenty of problems in this country you spend money on.
well, dude, let's
Plus, they misspend money anyway. They don't fucking.
Yeah, but let's take care of this country
Right,
first.
right.
Okay? I mean, they've literally emptied out their prisons and emptied out all their fucking mental hospitals and rapists and murderers and released them into this country.
Yeah.
And so that's what they did. They're not. And also, the immigration problem is a child trafficking operation.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. It's being run by the government. There's 300,000 kids missing. They're missing.
Yeah.
They're missing because they come in undocumented without their parents.
Yeah, I hear about that stuff all the
Nobody
time.
cares. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Nobody
Right.
cares. What I'm saying is, there's more to it than beneath the eye.
Yeah.
And you would think that. I mean, I gotta protect my mental health because if you see this stuff and you go down these rabbit holes, you'd start to like, you start to go a little crazy.
Right.
You see, you become fucking Alex Jones.
Right.
And that guy's like 80 for 80 in conspiracy theories. He called the World Trade Towers. And when you think about that, bro, I mean, that was a controlled demolition.
Yeah.
That's what that was, a controlled demolition. And you see it. You see the blast going off in Building 7.
Yeah.
There's videotape of it.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos that are really weird.
So it's like, did our own government collapse those buildings to start a war with Afghanistan? Sure. At this point, I don't believe anything anymore. Yeah, so I believe everything.
I have a hard time. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. But I have a hard time sometimes buying that much. I'm like,
no.
It's two giant fucking towers in our biggest city that they just fucking destroy.
They don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah, well, I know that.
Obviously, bro, look at the vaccine.
Yeah.
Knowing full well that it would injure people and hurt people.
Yeah.
That cause myocarditis in people. That's okay.
Yeah.
We have a fucking drug for that, too. You'll take
Right,
that.
yeah, right. No, it's just more drugs.
You know, bro, come on. Bro, let's be honest. The two biggest businesses in this country are war and sickness.
Sure.
I mean, the fucking chemotherapy is $194 billion.
Oh, God. Are you kidding me?
$1 trillion.
Dude,
Trillions of dollars.
Yeah. They love to get you in that little loophole of that cancer.
Well, dude, first of all, the food they're selling you is fucking poison.
Yeah, our food is crap.
That's what causes it. I mean, if you're eating anything, I mean, look, and you try to be, like, when I'm home and I'm in control of my diet, I eat eggs, I eat steak.
Well, some of the big medicine companies are owned by food companies, right? That's it all comes from.
80%,
they decide
80% of the scientists that are hired in the world are hired by food companies,
right? And they make the pyramid of what we're supposed to eat. Which
that's another scam. They flipped the food pyramid.
No, they did, yeah.
They flipped the food pyramid, and you have to go back to the 1940s and 50s,
yeah,
when Rockefeller realized that you could create petroleum-based medicines,
yeah,
and he actually funded the teaching of medicine. Is they switch the teaching of medicine to, I mean, you go sit in a doctor's office, they don't know shit about fucking nutrition.
Yeah.
They don't know,
right.
they don't know, and they lied to you. I mean, dude, they have the 1979.
Well, there's a Rogan podcast 2 or 3 weeks ago. What's their names? I listened to the two doctors. Did you read that? I listened to that one.
But all that information.
They used to work in that they used to work there in food company. They got out. Or they used to work for the FDA and they got out.
Yeah, well, dude. The FDA doesn't mean it's good.
Right, no, that's what they said.
There are chemicals.
It's all a lie.
Someone got it. So what I'm saying is, if they're lying about the food, and they're lying about the moon landing, and they're lying about the moon landing because some shit does not match up with that.
Do you think they're lying about the moon landing too?
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that that we haven't traveled or explored space,
right?
But I'm telling you that 1960 moon landing is a fucking joke. It's a joke, dude. The guy's boot print in the sand that they have a picture of does not match his actual boot, which is in the Smithsonian Institute.
Yeah.
You see the bottom of his boot, it doesn't match.
Yeah.
Not to mention, there's lighting, there's reflections. And look at the press conference when those guys came back.
I was there.
They look like we just came back from the moon. You should be exalted.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it was interesting. And even some of the astronauts. Buzz Aldrin said, yeah, well, what was it scary? Well, it would have been scary if it actually happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it never happened. I mean, they're on record. I mean, maybe they're just tired of carrying the lie.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the John F. Kennedy assassination. That was in 1963.
Well, I know, that was fucking great.
Oh, yeah, bro. Lee Harvey Oswald, he was the kid on the rooftop of the Butler PA shooting.
Yeah.
He was the guy they sacrificed for.
Yeah, he was.
What I'm saying
is, he was that scapegoat.
So that's how long it's been going on.
Right.
And even back before then, I mean, there are people that control. Well, what's happening is I think there's a great awakening.
Yeah.
Where people are realizing that it's all a fucking lie.
Well, part of the reason is that we have this now. We have access to information. You know what I mean? People have more access than they did. You could get lied to in 1960 and you only had Cronkite to trust.
Well, the thing of it is, and you look at all these people like, oh, they're crazy. They're crazy. And you go, no, they actually weren't crazy. They were right.
Yeah.
NASA, they say, is a space program, but it's the biggest spy agency in the fucking world. And everybody answers to them. The CIA, the FBI, all answer to NASA. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, also, what a great cover. What a great cover. We're spending millions of dollars exploring space.
Right.
In the meantime, it's a fucking... using satellites.
I never thought of that. Okay, I never heard that angle either.
They got the satellites to fucking can tell you what time it is on your wristwatch.
Fuck yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, those are satellites that... I mean, it's all... What I'm saying is, it's... there is a group of people up there that that feel it's necessary to do all these fucking things. I mean, could you imagine? And bro, there's also talk about the I mean, you got me to a point where I don't believe a fucking word anybody says. I don't believe fucking doctors. I don't believe every scientific study almost done in the 20th century. About 50% of it is fucking bullshit.
Right.
And it's all paid for and bought by the people who paid you to do the research.
Right, yeah.
And all of it's fucking bullshit. So I just go, I go do a reasonable bit of research on everything.
Right.
It's like getting x-rays in there. Dude, you know what can cause a fucking heart attacks?
What?
Root canals.
What? How is that
canals.
possible? Really?
Yeah. Because they expose the nerve and they leave an opening in there. And your mouth health, your oral health is very important to the way your whole fucking body functions.
Really?
And yeah, there's a doctor that talks about it. He said he died. He had no cholesterol. He had no this. He goes, he had a root canal about 2 weeks. He goes, that's it. It's a root canal. Yeah, it's true. Because you're talking about leaving an open nerve in your where all bacteria gets into the bloodstream and body, and it's fucking and also getting your fucking head x-rayed.
Yeah.
They want to do x-rays every time. I go, no, you're not x-raying my head.
Yeah.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
I got enough stuff with dealing with the phone.
Yeah.
That's why I carry this. It's a Faraday bag.
Yeah.
You put your phone in there, it stops all the EMF, all the radiation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you just put it in the bag, but it also takes you off the grid.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It stops everything from fucking.
Yeah.
You shut off the phone, put it in the bag.
Oh, I like that.
And it's like you disappeared from the fucking.
Oh, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's called a Faraday bag.
All right.
It's a company that makes it, but they also have the one for your hat. They have baseball hats.
Yeah.
That block out the EMF and stuff. The worst thing you do is put those Bluetooth things in your ears.
Yeah.
I always use a wire headphones.
Yeah.
All of it. It just. When you look at, the fluoride in the water. I mean, all of it.
Right.
And you the plastics, the microplastic in your balls.
Yeah.
I mean, the polyester fucking underwear. I mean, clothing has a vibration, bro. I wear cotton underwear.
Yeah.
Or linen bed sheets. I use the grounding sheets.
Yeah.
With the grounding, it goes into the grounding because it actually helps the body. You're getting out and taking your shoes off and walking in the grass and touching the earth.
Yeah.
Is really because you're an electromagnetic being.
Right.
All that stuff. They lied about the sun. The sunscreen is a Class A carcinogen. You put the sun heals.
Yeah.
That's the guy talked about it. If someone gets the C word, the first thing they do is take them out and put them in the sun.
Well, the vitamin D is a really big deal. Vitamin D is a really big deal. They
Vitamin D. I
overlooked
take
it.
vitamin D.
It was a huge part of the COVID thing. People weren't getting enough. People are inside too much doing their cave thing.
That's right. Exposure to the sun is down 51%.
Yeah.
But skin cancer up 31%.
Right.
How's that possible?
Yeah, that's weird.
How's that possible?
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, all these statistics are out there. I mean, these people are eugenists.
Right.
They think the world is overpopulated.
Right.
And so they're basically going to kill off half the population. That is the World Economic Forum.
Right.
Is they want you to like they're pushing maggots milk.
Right.
And cricket protein, and they disguise it's called the cheetah powder. And you'll find it in grains, and you'll find it on biscuits, and you'll find it in crackers. It's called a cheetah powder. It's ground up cricket protein.
Okay.
Which is it's not good for the body.
Right.
It's cricket.
That's what chia is?
A cheetah powder.
Oh, cheetah powder. Okay.
It's called a cheetah powder.
Chia seeds. Because we do chia seeds in our protein shake.
Yeah. Well, dude, most people. I love these people. 70% of the world has insects in their diet. I go, yeah. Well, that's because they don't live in America. You fucking asshole. Yeah. Okay, I live in America. Okay, you know what? I eat chicken.
Yeah.
You know what chickens eat? Crickets. Yeah. You don't cut out the chicken and go right to the cricket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're putting in the food products. I called the FDA to complain.
Yeah.
About the cheetah powder. You know what I heard?
What?
Crickets. They never got back. No, I'm kidding. I'm just goofing off. But it's true.
Yeah.
You can Google it and you can find out. And they're putting in. They took. I started was an interview with the psychiatrist. This woman said she goes, the most effective thing I have seen to deal with any mental issues. And they took 300 kids and they put them on a ketogenic diet, which is the proper diet. They put them on a proper diet,
right?
Which is meat, eggs, and they convince you all this stuff is bad for you, by the way, but it's actually great.
Yeah, and non-processed foods, like not stepped on.
Single ingredient foods. So they took all these kids, and within 2 weeks, like 80% of them are cured.
Right.
ADHD, behavioral disorders, because they put them in a proper fucking diet.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Any kind of mental imbalance, people don't realize that your brain, the human brain, and a mass of it, 75% of the mass of the human brain is made up of a substance called myelin. And myelin is 100% made up of cholesterol. I mean, cholesterol exists in every cell membrane in the human body.
Right,
Your
right.
liver produces 80% of the cholesterol in your body. The most cholesterol-dense food in the world is mother's milk because babies need it to help develop their brain.
Right.
And also, cholesterol helps your body process the sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is, too, when you wear sunglasses and you go outside, it causes you to burn. Your eyes are like lenses.
Yeah.
And when they take in the light, they send a signal to the brain for you to release.
Oh, that makes sense. I never thought of that.
For you to release.
You're right, because it all works together. Your body's
Yeah.
like a machine. Yeah,
And
right,
let me
right.
tell you
Okay.
something. I mean, it's like when you put on the sunscreen, it covers you and blocks out the sun.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I used it a couple times when I got got, but then I got these sleeves.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to smear the chemical on me. But I'm telling you, I started using beef tallow,
Beef, what?
whipped beef tallow.
Okay.
It comes from the bones of.
Like marrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it matches the human collagen production.
Okay.
And I've used that when I go in the sun anymore. And I
How's it smell? You smell like a cow?
No, it smells pretty. It smells pretty. It's got a little bit of a smell to it, but it's not horrible.
Yeah.
But also, I notice when I come back, I feel energized when I come back from the sun now, as opposed to feeling exhausted because.
Well, because you're probably processing it. You're not blocking it out.
Yeah, and all those things though. But look, they've like when you. I mean, this is crazy. Like all the stuff we talked about, it's crazy. Anyway, but the eggs and cholesterol, it's great for the brain. I eat 6 eggs a day.
Yeah.
And there are nutrients in meat, and I get my meat from the farm. It's sunshine, water, and grass.
Right.
And also raw milk.
Yeah.
I drink the raw milk.
Right.
It's
Oh, yeah,
not
you're telling us
pasteurized.
that.
You go to a supermarket and then you do a DNA test on those gallon milk. There's DNA from 115 different cows in there.
Yeah, right.
Okay, the raw milk, it's not pasteurized, bro. It has 11 minerals because your body's a mineral-based machine.
Right.
I always say you're a mineral-based machine. It's got phosphorus, it's got calcium, it's got magnesium, all the way down the line, and all 22 amino acids.
Right.
And all of it is so bioavailable to the human body from the raw milk. And I'm telling you, it fixes your gut biome.
Right.
Anything that's wrong with your human body, if you have skin disorders or whatever, it's coming from your gut.
Right.
This is really your first brain.
Right.
You ever get a gut instinct? You get a feeling in your gut?
Yeah.
That's because this brain processes information much faster than this one does, and it's just a feeling.
Yeah.
But your gut biome here. Your heart also has an electromagnetic field like the human brain does. That's why when you go to manifest things and put stuff together, you take your intentions and match them with your emotions.
Right.
And it creates this very strong manifestation field. But this is all stuff. I mean, I've been doing hot yoga. I've been meditating. I do all that.
Right.
And so it's been this journey for the last 3 years of just educating myself. And I go, oh my God. This is really, it's all poison.
Yeah.
Our food is banned in 30 countries. I
Yeah,
mean, you've heard
yeah.
Robert Kennedy Jr. talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, they make 2 versions of the food.
Yeah, no.
Instead of just making one healthy
Yeah, the
version.
company, the
And
stuff
then-
they ship overseas
Bro,
is
and then
better.
they go, oh, well, breast cancer awareness month. How about this? How about instead of having a pink bag, why don't you take the carcinogens out of the food?
Yeah,
How
right.
about that? How about
Yeah.
that for, let's celebrate breast cancer awareness
Right.
by having you take the poison out of the foods. I mean, look at women, bro. Women get up on the average and they smear 197 chemicals
Yeah.
on their body daily.
Right.
From those face powders and those foundations. And a lot of it's carcinogens.
Right.
A lot of there's lead in your lipstick. And you're smearing that shit on your body.
Yeah.
And it's causing. They're all endocrine disruptors, and they all get your hormones out of whack and your hormones out of balance, and then they put you on a birth control pill. Another thing, gets your shit all fucked up.
Right.
I mean, I just it's what I'm saying is it's a lot of everything.
Yeah.
And it's all a little bit of everything.
Right.
And I think like I get my water delivered in glass bottles, and it's spring water. I get 2 cases that's the water I drink. I use it in my coffee machine and everything. I brush
Yeah.
my teeth with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fluoride.
Yeah.
And so when you take a hot shower and it gets steamy,
Yeah.
it turns that fluoride into a gas
Yeah.
which you're breathing. I mean, that's why I take a lot of cold showers.
Yeah. Okay.
I
All right.
No, but cold showers are great for you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I do ice baths and I do saunas.
Yeah, I know ice baths are good. I just chicken out every time I get
No,
close to
dude,
one.
it's like, dude, it's. I do it for the mental grit.
Yeah.
It's a mental toughness.
Yeah.
I only got to last 3.5 minutes.
Right.
And believe me, it pushes you to the fucking brink.
Yeah.
But what happens is when you go in an ice bath like that, your body thinks it's dying.
Right.
So it pushes all the blood all through your body.
Yeah.
And into protect your center organs.
Right.
So it comes into the body to protect your center organs.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so it comes in to protect all that. And then when you get out,
Right.
it pushes all the fluid through your lymph system.
Right.
And drains everything and cleans everything out.
Right.
It's
Right.
really good for you. It
Right,
raises your
okay.
dopamine like 300%.
Yeah.
I mean, the benefits of it far outweigh chickening out.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Believe me. I also do it for the mental grit. I mean, I've
Right.
done hot yoga. That's an hour and a half in a 112-degree room.
Right.
It's like a sauna. It's like a sauna in there.
Yeah.
But it's like a. But I mean, I literally walk out of there and I'm drenched like I got out of a pool.
Right.
This is so good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, and the meditation is a guided meditation in a hot room, and you're also stretching your body and using your body. Those are the things. Going on a walk for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
These are the things that are free.
Right.
Meditation is free.
Yeah, right.
Fasting is free.
A lot of that stuff. You're right,
Fasting,
yeah.
they talk about it in the Bible.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus did it for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
It's, bro, your likelihood of dying of the C word, if you did a 72-hour fast, you'd reset your entire immune system.
Right.
Reset it.
Right.
Because the best meal that the body has is itself.
Right.
It starts eating itself.
Right.
And it eats all the bad shit first.
Right.
You get done with a 72-hour fast, bro, you feel like amazing.
Yeah, I've never made it. I've made it 63 times.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
get
still
this-
good, but look, just that you're making an effort to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know that's you want to get that your body into apogee. You
Yeah.
know where it gets to that thing, and
Yeah.
But also it gives you a clarity in your mind.
Yeah.
And
There's a whole different
And
process.
again, a mental toughness, a mental grit.
Yeah, I like doing those fasts and then doing shows. I'll get on stage after a 24-hour fast. I'll do it a lot. And then I won't eat after the show. You know what I mean? I won't eat before the show.
Well, you can plan it. Well, obviously, you can
Or I'll
start,
do
you
protein
can
shakes.
You can start with a 12 or 14-hour fast,
Right.
And literally, you can eat at 5:30.
Sure.
And obviously, you go to bed at 9:30. You get up in the morning,
Right.
And you just got to make it till like. I mean, you could drink water. You
yeah.
could
I
coffee.
drink water like a maniac.
Yeah. But also, also I get the high mineral sea salt.
Yeah.
In the morning, I just sprinkle it on my tongue, and it absorbs the minerals right into the tongue.
Yeah.
And then I swish it around with the thing. I do coconut pulling.
Yeah.
I do coconut pulling, and also like baking soda.
What's the sea salt you said?
It's a high grade sea salt.
Okay.
You can get it online.
Okay.
But it's a lot of the like spices have lead and shit in them.
Yeah.
Anything that comes from China, I
Yeah.
would avoid.
Right.
And a lot of the fucking people think a lot of the stuff in Whole Foods is healthy. It's horrible.
Right.
And none of it's all made in China. It's all from. I just go, and you got to pay attention to it. I mean, you can eat your food as medicine now.
Yeah.
Or you can take medicine
Right.
as food later.
Right.
You make the decision, and obviously, it's a battle, and it's something you do and try to do every day. And when obviously we travel, so I'm not always in control of my environment, and I have to. But I'd rather not eat shit.
Do you have that Yuma app?
The Yuma app.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yucca app.
No.
Dude, some guy turned me on who was on a ship. You get it, it's an app. And you can type in any food you're at, no matter where you're from, what restaurant, what it is, and it'll break down exactly what's in all of it, whether or not it's good for you, whether it's been stepped on, whether it's organic, whether it is, no matter where you go.
Oh, okay, that's
It's an amazing app. This guy's like, it goes to change our lives. And you type in any food you want or any restaurant, and it'll tell you this food is, it's...
I tell you the truth, bro. I don't. When I travel, I eat at restaurants, but I don't. When I'm home, I cook.
Right. No, I do the same thing. I cook for sure.
This morning I got up.
Yeah.
I had 3 eggs.
Yeah.
I had a steak, and I had an avocado.
Yeah.
And that's what I eat.
Yeah.
One of the things I eat, I take the ground meat with the organs in it that I get from the farm. So it's got the kidney, so it's ground
Yeah.
meat with the organs in it.
Yeah.
And I cook that with onion and garlic.
Yeah.
And then I put that in a bowl, and I cook 4 eggs, and I lay those over top of it.
Yeah,
and
there
then
you
I
go.
take a whole avocado and I cut it up over top of it, and
Yeah.
then I mix it all up, and I put a drizzle of raw local honey on it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I
Yeah.
cook it in beef tallow or the raw milk butter.
Right.
And that's the other thing is I don't get anything that's deep fried anymore. Because
Right.
frying it is basically motor oil. It's
Yeah.
essentially what it is.
Right.
And that does more damage to the body than you can imagine. No wonder everybody's sick.
Yeah.
And sugar is the real poison. Sugar is the real poison. Sugar is, if you have Alzheimer's, it's sugar in the brain, sugar in the heart.
Yeah.
Sugar. I mean, if you have, I don't eat it. I drink my coffee black. I don't eat really sweets or any of that stuff.
Right, yeah, I try
obviously
it.
once in a while some will sift in somewhere. I mean, they put it in everything.
Yeah.
That's what these scientists do. They put half that ketchup bottle in the supermarket.
Yeah,
It's
no, there's a
sugar.
ton of foods got
And
just all kinds of sugar.
and that's the environment that feeds those cells.
Yeah.
Those cells is glucose, and your glucose levels. I mean, if you have to monitor that because sugar is really a poison.
Yeah.
It's not natural, and I don't need it when you detox from it.
Yeah.
You realize, you go, wow. I mean, I do the raw milk yogurt. I do the raw.
Yeah. Plus, if you eat real healthy for a period of time, the second you eat bad, it fucks you up.
Well, your body fucking responds.
Yeah, your body's like, what the? I mean, yeah, you're sick. You don't feel well, or even just like I'll feel cloudy. You know what I mean? I'll get cloudy in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is, I mean, look, we travel. We're not always in control of our diets, and as much as you try to
Right.
eat clean and eat the right stuff,
Right.
Like
I'll do a lot of fasting when I'm traveling. I'll try.
Yeah. But I'd rather.
So I carry the nuts, bro.
Yeah, I'd rather fast. Yeah, I'd rather fast than eat shit.
Right.
I mean, that's where I'm at now.
Yeah.
Let me go.
That's why I'll fast and I'll carry these nuts.
I always
with me.
look when I finish eating. I go, okay, I finished eating. Let's go do a 3-day fast, or let's
Right.
do a 2-day fast, and then I get into my meditative state. I do a meditation. I travel with my rosary. Sometimes I'll do the meditation, and sometimes I'll just pray.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know that's. I mean, I don't believe in organized religion, but I certainly believe in the
power,
the power of the universe.
Yeah.
And Mother Earth,
Yeah.
and those things, and kind of, I mean, the thing of it is that we really are kind of powerful beings.
Yeah.
And they've educated all of this shit out of us. I mean, that's why they burned the witches.
Yeah.
The ancient ways. I mean,
Yeah.
if you go back, I mean, the people think we're more technologically advanced than many of those ancient civilizations. It's just not true.
Yeah.
It's not true.
Well, you learn a lot when you're working on these cruise ships. You learn a lot by talking to crew members and stuff. When you talk to people from other countries about how they look at the world and the information they have, it's like a different world.
Yeah.
They're completely educated differently than we are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And the kids at 18, 19, 20 are so worldly renowned and really, they know more about things than we do.
Well, they don't want a hardcore educated population on their hand, because if you had that, then they're much
Right.
tougher to control.
Sure, yeah, no.
Because
Well, that's why these kids are in. My daughters, I have these conversations with them all the time. They want you to be in debt for college. They want you to be in debt starting out in your 20s, so you got to jump right in the system and be a
I
pawn.
got news for you, bro. A lot of kids are coming out of high school now and going to trade schools.
Yeah.
And they graduate from trade schools with not even close to a third of the debt. And 2 years later, they're making $350,000.
Yeah, and they have a trade. They have a real trade that they want to do something.
But that's real important.
Right, something you need.
That's real
Functionality for the
important.
country.
So,
Right, yeah.
I mean, you look at the stuff in North Carolina. A bunch of rednecks just built. I would say rednecks. I never judge a man by the color of his neck, by the way. But they built the road. The government said it's going to take months. They said no, it's not. They went in and built it themselves.
Really?
I mean, those are the people that you want in crisis, because they're capable and able, and they know how to get shit done.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I was saying. I was those good old boys.
Right.
Those guys are the guys that know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And they can do it expeditiously, So,
Well, it takes long with the government because of the paperwork trail and it's got to be approved here.
That's why
and
Elon Musk is like, let's
Right.
clean it up. I mean, you people got to sit around and justify your jobs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's the problem. They have these committees. Well, we have to get a committee. So now there's 10 people getting paid to study whether or not you need the road.
Anytime anybody goes, I think the Stanhope used to do that joke, which I love so much. I love you so much, honey. I want to get the Catholic Church and the government involved. Anytime, you bring these people into your life. Most people just want you to get away from my life.
Yeah.
I don't need your assistance.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan said, the scariest sentence in the history of human existence. I'm from the government. I'm here to help.
Yeah, right.
These people can't find their asshole with both hands.
Right.
I mean, you look at this shit, you go, is this a joke? Because you couldn't be fucking up harder if you were trying to fuck up.
Yeah.
I mean, look at bro, Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
I mean, she can't get through a fucking interview.
Yeah.
Can't get through an interview.
Yeah.
Without that fucking... can't get through an interview.
She does that nervous laugh. It's just so
It's
annoying.
not, it's not a nervous... it's insane.
Yeah.
And to think about the swipe of my pen.
Yeah.
I could send him to jail with the swipe of my pen.
Yeah.
I mean, you're diabolical. I mean, you don't fucking love people. You want power. Anybody who wants power, like it's always like, it's. I don't like the Republicans either. I don't like any of them.
Right.
Okay, so I'm real like I just want.
Well, they're all in the same club on some level. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these problems we talked about, things like homelessness and a lot of these medical things we talked about, they could have solved these problems years ago.
Dude, they threw $18 billion at the homeless crisis in Los Angeles and only got worse.
Dude, they built those centers and they didn't do them right, and then they put these rules. They did everything wrong. People make so much money off homelessness in LA. There's committees. That's what I'm going back to committees again. I was just telling my youngest daughter just voted for the first time, and I sat her down, walked her through the ballot, and I explained a bunch of stuff to her. I go, anytime they're asking you to vote for a committee, that means you want another 10 people to study something else that you're going to have to vote for down the road. I go, this means 10 people get a job. And the homeless committees, people have been making millions of dollars off those decisions they've been making for years and haven't solved nothing.
And meanwhile, these people are in the street. And a lot of them are mentally
and it's
ill,
worse.
And some of them are veterans, and some of them are mentally ill.
Yeah.
And some of them are drug addicts. Either way, it's not good. But you've let it go so long now.
Yeah.
And then you put it that with the crisis in the movie industry.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to say about that. I mean, you've basically destroyed your own industry from the inside out.
Yeah.
Because you're so fucking.
They owned it. I mean,
and then that is like the bread and butter in Los Angeles, and it's a recipe, meet disaster.
Right.
Disaster, meet recipe. It's a recipe for disaster, and that's what it is. It's like you couldn't be like. I read this great quote the other day. It's the least of us. It's the least of us. The people in charge are the least of us.
Okay.
The people that run the least capable.
Right.
They're the least intelligent. They're the least compassionate.
Yeah.
They're the least of us are leading us.
Right.
They're the least of us. They, I mean, is it wrong to have compassion? Is it
No.
wrong to go, look, how do we really fix this? And let's listen. I mean, here's the thing that makes me like, it's like professional politics is professional wrestling. Like, it's amazing what you could accomplish if you didn't give a fuck who got credit for it.
Right.
It's amazing what you could accomplish if you don't give who got credit for it.
Yeah.
But also, can't we just solve the problem? Does it have to be a Republican answer or a Democratic answer? Why don't you get the best and brightest of both worlds? Let's really solve the problem. But they don't give a fuck.
No, they don't care.
They don't want to solve it.
Well, they want one side to win. You know, there's two instances.
But bro, it's so. They don't even teach social studies in school anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Or civics.
Right.
Or
that's insane to me. No, this shit I'm explaining to my 20-year-old daughters that shouldn't be explaining to them. The three branches, the way the government works. They're like, really? I go, you didn't learn this in school? Yeah. You didn't learn about how they don't teach you how to things like budgeting, credit, how credit works. I'm walking my daughters through credit because my credit's fucked. I go, you guys don't do it. Don't do it. So my whole thing is don't do what I did.
Yeah.
And they didn't know the repercussions of getting the card and the balance. I go, don't pay it off. Use it, but pay it off. Yeah. Use it and then pay it off.
Because then you're a debt slave.
Right,
and slavery still exists. You're just a debt slave.
Yeah.
And it's the bank is. If you could tell me why I got to pay fucking $3.50 to get my money out of my own fucking account.
Yeah.
I mean, the politicians passed that bill.
Yeah.
That's what that was for them to charge you.
Yeah.
For ATM
to pull your money out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
What was I saving my money for when I was little? Future ATM withdrawals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucked.
Yeah.
When you realize. It's fucking, and Trump was right about that. The system is rigged against you.
Oh yeah,
it's fucking rigged
100%.
against you.
Yeah,
and so that part of it I get. I mean, so I'm just like, I don't want to. I'm unplugging from them. I don't watch fucking television.
Yeah.
Why do you think they call it programming?
Yeah.
It's called programming.
Yeah.
They don't even fucking hide it.
Yeah.
You're sitting in the fucking TV, and they're programming your brain. And because your diet isn't just what you eat.
Yeah.
Your diet's what you listen to. Your diet's what you read.
Yeah, it's overall mental. Yeah,
your diet is who you associate with. So it's really, it's disturbing. Like they don't teach this to people. This is elemental. You should be able to grow your own food.
Right.
You should be able to find clean drinking water. You should be able to mend your clothes. You should be able to make.
Shit, dude, you do that in Copenhagen. Everybody's got their own little garden. It's like there's an apartment complex, and across the street is a garden, and everybody's got their own area, and you go and grow in your own.
And they share.
Yeah.
And they share about it. I have a friend of mine, Boca, has his whole backyard as a giant garden. He grows sweet potatoes and everything.
Oh, that's great.
And again, he goes, I got some stuff for you. I go, great. But I mean, it's all Like that's the real life hack is having a nice acreage somewhere away from all the fucking nut bags.
Yeah.
With a nice piece of where you can
Sure.
grow your own food and not become dependent in a nice economically kind of friendly home
Right.
that uses the sun and solar panels. It
Yeah,
uses that collects the rainwater and filters the rainwater.
Yeah.
And so you can shower with it or bathe.
Who's the guy? Ed Begley Jr. kind of lives that way, right? He lives
Yeah.
in the hills. He's got a whole water filtration system all around his house. He's big time green.
Because could you imagine? We could live in a human paradise.
Yeah.
We could live in a human paradise, bro. If you actually allowed people to do this, but you're not allowed to collect rainwater.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
but that's being considerate. That's being gentle with the environment.
Yeah.
That's being gentle with it. I mean, if you can explain to me how me giving 10 cents to the guy who runs the shop, the grocery store, how I'm giving him 10 cents for bags helps the environment,
Right.
I'm all ears.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's.
Well, why is the rainwater an issue? Do they not? Because I know they're strict about you growing shit, and you can't grow it and sell it or give it. You actually can't grow it and give it to people. I think that's an issue because they want to have control.
Meanwhile,
over
we got hungry people in the street.
Yeah, well, they say
Bro,
that.
what if they did this? What if they lined all the city streets with orange trees and apple trees
Yeah.
and pear trees?
Yeah.
And so you could just walk down the street and pick
grab
up
fruit, yeah.
grab fruit,
Yeah.
and the homeless people could eat.
Yeah.
And it's also a beautiful tree.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's ideas.
Yeah.
They won't implement any of this.
Right.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I'm sorry. You probably thought we were going to do a funny podcast.
Well, I thought we were going to talk about comedy at some point. We're 50 minutes in, and we're still talking about. At least we're out of the fucking rabbit holes. Now we're talking about diet.
Yeah, but anyway. But I mean, it's just Google.
I don't care because it's all part of. But this is the type of shit you pick up. I think for me, I've been traveling 30 years. You
You know what I love about travel? It's an education unto
Yeah.
itself.
No,
and
it is.
it's something that they can't take away from you.
Right.
So when you travel, like this is a great thing about travel. So when you travel, it's like, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I touched it.
I saw it firsthand.
I was in Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
I was in the Forbidden City.
Right.
I've seen the Great Wall of China.
Right.
I've been to China 3 times.
Yeah.
Beijing, Shanghai, Suzhou, Wuxi,
Yeah.
Nanjing, Hong Kong, Macau.
Right.
I've been all over the world.
Right.
I've been to Afghanistan for the U.S. military and doing shows there.
Yeah.
I've been to the Middle East. I've been all through Europe, Germany, Edelweiss, Netherlands, Brussels. I've been to Israel and done shows over in Israel.
Yeah.
Performed in Ireland. I performed in South America on another Armed Forces Entertainment tour. But the education that you get is amazing. It's amazing. Like you said, you interact with people
Yeah.
and you get to talk to people.
No, I love it.
They have a library in I think it's would you say Netherlands,
Yeah.
where you can actually go in and instead of books, there's people,
Yeah.
and you can sit down and talk to.
Are you really?
Yeah, older people.
Dude, I'm going to be in the Netherlands in a few. I bring my daughter on a cruise.
Yeah, Google it.
I will. I'll Google it.
It's called a People Library.
Dude, I would love to take her because we'll be there. We're doing a whole cruise through that area in December for my birthday.
Yeah, nice. Fucking Sag man.
Yeah, fire sign. Keeps the library.
That's the name of your special.
Yeah, the fire sign's the name of the special.
Yeah, my special's coming out. It's called Clown Shoes.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. When's it coming out?
About a month. We're just tying up loose ends. I gotta get.
Where'd you record it at?
I did it at Rick Bronson's House of Comedy in Phoenix.
Okay.
And I wanted to do it because I knew I was going to just put it out on YouTube anyway.
Right.
So I didn't want to spend a whole lot producing it, but it looks great.
Great.
And it's the name of the special comes from a line that I say just getting through life today.
Yeah.
It's like walking through a minefield in clown shoes.
Right.
Just,
Oh, that's great.
So that's the line I said. That's
The trailer for it's great, dude.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer online. You
Oh,
did
yeah,
a
yeah.
little thing where you getting and coming in.
Well, I just thought the dichotomy of it was that here comes you got the clown shoes.
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
And then you don't see the face.
Yeah.
And the guy sits down there and he has to take off the clown makeup.
Yeah.
And the badge says clown plain clothes division. He puts that on the table.
Yeah.
And then he gets dressed normally
Yeah.
to go on stage and do comedy.
Yeah. That's
Like-
great.
Like he's a clown in everyday life.
Yeah.
And then he goes out.
No, it's brilliant, dude. It's really funny.
Yeah, I thought, 'cause I always do that with my specials. I always put a little like intro, a little prelude to
Yeah.
it. I did one for Alive and Kickin'
Yeah.
where it opens with my funeral.
Yeah.
And
I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, a famous comedian informed on his deathbed, informed he was dying. He said, dying's easy. Comedy is hard.
Yeah.
But I like to do that with my spouse. I just, first we're in Vegas now, we're working at Brad's Club. I love working with my friends. Me, you, Rick D'Elia. It's great.
Yeah, this is a great week, dude.
I also I just love crafting and working on ideas for bits. And I love, to me, it's all about vocabulary and a rhythm on it, and putting in, and really putting these indelible images in the audience's mind.
Yeah, right.
They're not quickly forgotten.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
well, you do because my friend saw you last night, and that's one of the first things they said. You've been like this, but you've mastered the style that you use, which is it's not a setup punchline. It's not even a story. It's kind of like you just keep. It's like a punching bag. Where it's like, here's a line, and here's a line, and here's a line, and you describe something, and it's almost like a rant that you just drag out, and it's funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier. It's great. It's your own unique style that's really fucking cool to see.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but I get comparisons all the time. People, you remind me of Rodney Dangerfield, and not that I remind them of Rodney Dangerfield and my looks or my thing. It's just the style of it. It's just a nonstop. Because when you think about it, and I've worked on bits for 3 years to get them to what I call performance ready,
right?
Like where it kills,
right,
98% of the time,
right,
and nothing's 100% all the time,
right?
But it kills. I just get like a tweaking and turning it. What's the better way to say that? What's the more eloquent way to say that, or what's the more what puts that visual images in?
Well, dude, even I'll look at a pause. I'll go, what if I pause here and then you know what I mean? Take a breath, whatever, or look on your face. I mean,
because after you've been doing this for an extent, and you realize it's not about saying funny things,
right?
It's about expressing your authenticity.
Yeah.
I think your authenticity. I think that's what resonates with people.
Right.
Is an authenticity.
Sure, yeah, because then you're like a human being on stage.
Yeah.
You're a character. You're someone that can.
Yeah. Well, obviously it's times 10 or times 100 or whatever.
Right.
But also the. I love all those elements of it. To me, that turns me on so much. I mean, I get off on it, and I love writing or crafting and coming up with an idea. And I always find like I'm always writing because I'm always reading.
Right.
Like I'm always reading, and and it just inspires your own creative juices. I mean, there's a lot to it, And I want to do it at a high level. I don't want to be, oh yeah, these guy's a comedian. I mean, I want to be a fucking one. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you want to be at the top form.
Right.
I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're in your, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
I'm not proud.
Well, dude, I love, too, one of the things also, you're old school. You're old school where there's a whole generation of comics now that are out there that just go out and do 40 minutes and then they go good night and they're done. And you're not. You're old school. You're a guy that crafted an act and puts it together. Like when I go, I want to do a show. I want it to be a show. Yeah. It's not just being funny for half an hour.
But your act... for me, it's a living, breathing organism.
Yeah, I call it that all the time.
And it switches. And it changes. And it molds.
And
you're slipping in new stuff.
And
you're working on it.
And it changes within the show sometimes.
Yeah, and it's especially when I'm writing on a new hour.
Right.
What I do is I put the bits in the middle of the show. And I just, as I develop them, I let them take over the act from the inside.
Yeah, that's kind of, all right,
and
smart.
So it just moves to the act. And this way, I open strong and I still close strong until I find bits that are strong. Like, I mean, I do the Therapy Cat, and I've been doing it for about probably 8 years now, but it's just a killer bit.
Right.
It's a great way to open a show.
Yeah.
And people love it, dude. People always go, I mean, I've had people bring me a drinking time squirrel. I remember back in the day I was doing a bit about cow tipping, and it was like all my bits. There's an extensive bit about how'd you like a couple drunk cows show up at your
house, I remember that
out of bed while you're sleeping. The cows are so drunk they're drinking vodka and Kahlua all night. The cows are so drunk you could milk them and get a White Russian. You know what I mean? And leave a little cow pasture in your fucking slipper. It's nice, honey. Those cows were here again last night. There's mushrooms going out of my slipper. You know what I mean? And then you do the hey, this is my impression of a cow with buck teeth. Move. And a guy goes over to knock over a cow. Like, well, you got to be some kind of like knocking over a cow. And I did a show when I let drunk. Like, she goes, I'm a dairy farmer, and I don't think that's funny. What if the cow's pregnant? Did you ever think about that? I go, no, not until you brought it up. And now you run to the side of the pregnant cow. The calf comes shooting out. He stands up. You knock him over too. Boom. Two for the price of one. 2 for 1. I mean, but it was just, it was, but it was this, you know, it was a bit, but I like look at like sometimes I listen to my old stuff, like I go, oh, that's it, like because you could make some, maybe you can bring some of those contemporary things.
Yeah, well, you also as time goes by, you become a different and better writer, and so you get an older bit, you go, oh shit, this fits right here. Now if I change this, you know what I mean? You bring it back. Never throw away anything.
And that's what I love about stand-up comedians. I mean, guys who get it. Like, I mean, I've been watching a lot of interviews with Seinfeld about the writing on the show because that show was written like a stand-up act.
Yeah,
he was talking about the episode with the golf ball and George being the Marine.
the whale thing?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And he
goes,
we're writing.
Oh, the ending. Oh yeah.
We're writing.
Yeah.
We're writing. And he goes, I don't have the connection.
Yeah.
Till 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
The night before.
And they come up with the ending right. Yes. How brilliant is that?
Then you walk in with 3 pages and give it to George Costanza, and he goes, the type of brilliant writer. But I mean, you like Seinfeld's one of those guys, man. I mean, he's just like. He's like what I look at is he's just his stand-up's on another level. He's a great writer. It's like he's
well, he's one of those guys. He's 7 hours a day. He writes. He doesn't. That's his job.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the job.
That's the job. I mean, look, I don't get. And like you also said, I got more in common with another stand-up comedian than sometimes you do with like other people, just because you understand.
Sure, right.
What the you understand what goes into it.
Yeah.
Like anybody who's been doing this for 20 years and making you automatically got my respect.
Yeah, right. And you're working, right?
I don't necessarily give a fuck what you do on stage if it works for you.
Right.
But also if you're kind of a decent human being.
Right.
That's the other thing. But also, you have more. I mean, dude.
Well, I get tons of respect because people ask me to ship all the time. They'll go, "So what do you do during the day?" I'm like, "I write. I do this. I write.
Yeah.
I do stuff." But you're right. If I'm always like, when you've been around a long time and you're working, I got a ton of respect for you, whether or not. I think
but also let's say I was down at Joe Rogan's club. I just popped in to check it out. You know, and I wound up doing 3 spots there because Joe asked me if I wanted to go on. But it's a beautiful club.
Yeah.
And I love the environment down there.
Right.
I mean, Joe loves stand-up comedy so much that he's created this place for his friends and these people, and it is an amazing club. And he's just it's just. I mean, dude, I love stand-up. I don't really watch a lot of stand-up anymore. Like I'll watch guys like you and Rick, but it's like I just don't. Because I don't want to be ever writing on something and said, I hear it seems too easy.
Yeah.
And somebody else. I guess I have to rack my brain. I have to call a couple people. You ever hear anybody doing that?
Yeah.
But it's because my brain does this thing. Like if I'm in the moment, I'm watching and enjoying it.
Right.
I'm laughing, but I really gotta go fucking. Like I kind of like my brain just instantly forgets it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to ever reference it.
Right.
I don't. So when I watch stand-up, I just go.
See, I don't have too much of a problem with that. My big thing is it edits me before I get to the process. So, like, if I see a really good bit about, say, going to Nathan's at 2 a.m, I'll go, I don't want to write a Nathan's bit. And I may be able to write a great bit.
I've had that happen when you were working on a bit.
Yeah.
And you saw another guy do it.
And then you go,
and it was the other guy did a great version of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you're killing your creativity.
No, that's true. But also, if someone nailed it, they nailed it.
And on some levels,
Doug Stanhope did a bit about the breast cancer awareness with football.
Right.
I was working on a bit, and I saw him doing fucking genius. And also, it's a tough topic to talk about, but that's why I also let it go. But because
sometimes you see guys do stuff like I had a bit I did about on my not the last album, the one before that. It was about COVID. And about how I have no faith on us if aliens come here. And Bill Maher did it was really close to the same. And he nailed it. He did it on TV, he did it on his show.
Well, he's got 20 writers.
Right, well, I know. So, but now I don't do the bit anymore. I'm like, why would I do it? It was so close to what he did.
Yeah.
I'm like...
there's parallel development. I mean, you know what you write.
It happens
and
for sure.
You know what you don't write.
Right.
But I'm just saying, it's like, I mean, for me, reading is the thing I get inspired by. Like, you're reading... And you just activates the brain, that activates the writing muscle. I mean, the more I'm writing, the more I'm reading. Over the years I've known that since I'm reading, and it's a lot of different stuff, a lot of different literature. I mean, I'm a dork. I read magic books.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, you ever have a tough time sleeping? Go read a magic book. And what do? I use the first phalange of my finger to do it. I mean, what the fuck are you doing?
What a geek. That's what a geek move that is at 2 a.m.
Yeah, I don't take NyQuil. I read a magic book. And then I move the thing with the thing, and I use the phalange of my thumb to hide the coin. It's like, what? I mean, it's a lot of involved. But I like reading magic books for the simple fact then it gets you involved in the creative process of the trick. And so when you really fully understand it and you start messing with the moves, you go,
that makes sense.
This is a better move, or this is a better way to do that, I think. But it gets you involved in the process, so you're also collaborating with the words on the page, but also adding your own dimensions to it as far as practice goes. But it's I mean, you saw me do some magic last night, which I love it, man. I'm a magician member of the Magic Castle. I love performing magic almost as much as I love doing stand-up. In fact, I'm working on a show.
Yeah.
I'm working on a show that I want to do. My buddy has like a little 40-seat, 30-seat club in Boca Raton. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to corner it off, put the stage up, and put down a...
Dude, that's a great idea. Plus, it's over by where you live. Maybe you can get a...
I could do it like one week a month.
Yeah.
Go in there and just rehearse the show.
Yeah.
And rehearse the show and do it. And then I have this 45-minute close-up show.
Yeah.
That's done. They have these 25-seat dinner parties or 40-seat dinner parties.
Right.
And you just show up and do close-up magic. Another way to make money.
Right.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing it since I'm 9.
Yeah.
And I know my friends know that I do it. Some people don't know that I do it, and they see me and it blows their mind.
Yeah, right, of course.
But it's just something that, like Chris Porter plays guitar.
Yeah.
Bill Burr plays the drums. I mean, people that are creative in a lot of other
Sure,
ways.
they do other stuff.
And, and Dice plays the drums also.
Yeah.
I mean, people do other things creatively because I think being on the road, you got 8 hours you need something to occupy your mind,
right.
so you
so that you're growing a little bit too.
Yeah, but we'll also get out of your comfort zone and doing it. Like, I'm excited about working on a new bit.
Yeah.
I get excited about working on a new bit or trying a new punk of material because I do about 80% of my work on the page.
Right.
On the writing process of it, because I'll go over it because it starts out as a lecture.
Right.
And then I start to find the funny in it. And then I kind of cross off, that's too wordy, that's too much. And then I start layering it with these like the little more descriptive, that's a better way to say that line. What's the best way to say that line?
Right.
In a comedic way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you do that, and what's the, it's a joke that I hate flying. I hate flying like Nigerians hate spam filters.
Right.
Which is like an email joke. It's an email joke.
Yeah, right. But still, yeah.
Yeah, but it was like some people wouldn't get it. Some people get, because you get those. People used to get those emails from Nigerian
the prince. Yeah,
Nigerian prince. So I hate flying like Nigerians hate spam filters.
Yeah,
it's a funny line, but I don't know that it's. But I think the line's funnier. I just haven't been able to make it work in a stand-up because people just, I don't think, some people, like 2 or 3 people laugh at it.
Yeah.
But I like...
I do it more like a throwaway, though,
yeah,
too.
but I also like that. I also like that. I do the bit about the yogurt. I go, what's in that Greek yogurt container? What's in that little plastic container? What is it, ouzo and milk and a didactic lecture on the perils of an unintellectualized democracy? Finally... a yogurt with Aristotelian ideas. Yeah. So I love that. I love the wording on that because first of all, ouzo is a Greek liquor.
Right.
That'll get you really fucking hammered.
Yeah.
You drink enough of that, you find yourself grabbing your ankles and backing into your friends.
Yeah.
Ouzo and milk, which is yogurt, and then the at least I love. Because Greece fell because it was an under-intellectualized democracy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful place to visit, but their unemployment rate is like at 87%.
Yeah, that's a mess.
So it's like, here's basically that's what the whole democracy thing was built on. Was Greece. But that's unfortunately things happen. But all that. I like just taking something simple like just walking through the dairy section of your yogurt.
Yeah.
I'm just walking through the dairy section and doing a economic political bit in the middle of the yogurt section.
Right.
Of a fucking supermarket.
Right.
But so that I like that dichotomy.
Yeah.
And so. But you also just the way if you take your time and write it right, you can almost make anything funny like that. That's it's just the way you're just not thinking about it the right way. You got artistic license. You can like I love how people go, it's a true story. Like you get extra credit for something that really happened. I mean, as far as the cat on the airplane, but all that was happening was the lady got on the fucking plane with a cat.
Right.
That's all that happened.
Yeah. Right.
That's all that happened.
Yeah.
And I thought she was talking to a little baby, and I get a little tickle in the back of my throat. It's like I sounded like this. And I turn around, and it's a fucking cat. She's a cat sitting jammed underneath the first class seat.
Right.
And I'm going, you fucking people. It's bad enough you got to go to Cleveland. You bring in the fucking cat with you. How nuts are you?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just that you got to bring your, like, my dog has separation anxiety. No, you have separation fucking anxiety. Don't fucking blame it on the goddamn dog. I mean, it's just, I just think it's, people are like, they're nuts. Like, it's like, I've been to the Philippines. I've traveled over to the Philippines. I've been all over Asia and I just found that, like, people in this country, like, you don't realize how amazing you have it. Like, I mean, generally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Genuinely,
I always believe that.
Like, I went to India.
Well, we're spoiled here, bro. We're so far removed from things like war in our country.
Well, you take it for granted.
Yeah.
And you don't think it can happen here.
Right.
But it can.
Yeah.
Like, I went to, Russell Peters was nice enough to bring me over to open for him when we went to India.
Yeah.
Which is like 24 hours of straight flying. But I said, I want to go to India.
Yeah.
I mean,
how is it doing stand-up in India, man?
Well, it's not their first language. English is not their first language. And
Right.
they're not really, stand-up comedy is a uniquely American art form.
Right,
It's like jazz music.
Right.
But Russell Peters has cultivated a fan base over there.
Right,
Because he, first off, is one of the greatest people ever as a human being, but also his stand-up comedy is, to watch what he does, it's so unique. Like, he can make a 6,000 room seem so intimate.
Yeah,
and he talks to people, and he cares about people, and he knows so much about the culture over there and stuff like that. And also, so they're Russell Peters fans, and because they're Russell Peters fans, he's turned them into comedy fans.
Yeah, right.
And so it's amazing. That part of it's amazing. But you go over there, and we were in the slums of Calcutta, and we saw Russell Peters. He goes, you could go in there and they wouldn't rob you. He goes, it's not like being in the ghetto in the United States. It's not because it's just not in their culture.
Right.
They wouldn't rob you. You'd be safe if you went in there. They would just talk to you and they would beg you for money, but they wouldn't rob you.
Right.
But they're ridiculously poor.
Right.
I mean, when you talk about no shoes,
Right.
You got a whole closet full of fucking shoes and a 2-car garage, and you're still an unhappy fucking bitch.
Yeah, right.
You're still a fucking entitled fucking white woman who fucking ruined everything.
Right.
I see these, I just want to punch him in the face and go, wake the fuck up, you dumb twat. Do you realize how great your fucking life is?
Yeah.
You're on antidepressants because you're not happy. Well, get fucking happy.
Yeah.
I mean, I go to the Philippines, bro. We're talking about food.
Yeah.
Food to eat.
Yeah.
They have little fucking square boxes that have cinder blocks with a tin fucking roof.
Yeah.
Wood, dirt for floors.
Right.
They sleep like all 6 people in one fucking giant fucking room.
Right.
You have no idea.
Right.
How fucking amazing your life is.
Yeah.
You have zero. Because, you talk about the geometry of trance. I mean, I was talking to Russell Peters' brother about this. He goes, Jimmy, Clayton said, you think me and Russell are born in India? You think we have this life? He goes, we don't have this life. Our parents got us over to Canada and Toronto.
Yeah.
And it's allowed, but we don't have this life if we live here.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have, you grew up in America. Look at us. Look at us.
Yeah.
I had a dream to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And I was able to make my living doing something I love to do.
Right.
I mean, and it's manifested itself into a reality. And as a result, I have this amazing life that I don't need a vacation from. And I'm fucking grateful for it every single fucking day.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I lay in bed and I think back, wow. And I have a lot of history with you, bro. We go back.
Shit, yeah.
And we're not even the same guys we were back then.
Yeah, no. We're talk about breaking rules like last night. Last night was one night and it's over.
Yeah.
Fucking
but we've
15 years ago, we'd have done a whole week.
Yeah, but we've had.
We'd still be out.
But also, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm not the same guy. But I'm also, I mean, you think about it, you can do that in America. You can come up with an idea, and you can take that and formulate and start a really small business and grow it into a big business. I mean, look at fucking the McDonald's story. Look at that guy. Look at the KFC guy. Look at these guys that didn't start until much later in life.
Yeah.
They figured out what it was. It's like they remember what's that guy's name from the City Slickers? What's that?
Bruno Kirby?
No. Jack Palance.
Yes, Jack Palance.
What was that character?
Yeah.
What was his character? Shady or whatever?
He was the cowboy guy. He was the mean tough guy.
He goes, it's that one thing. He never told me the one thing is. The one thing goes, it's the one thing. You just got to figure out the one thing. And to me, it's always like, what would you do? Okay, first off, if money wasn't an option, what would you do in your life that you love to do? It feeds your soul.
Yeah.
What would you do if money wasn't? What would you do in your life if money
was an object?
And then you figured out how to take that
Right.
and make a living doing
Yeah,
it.
make money. Yeah.
That is that serves your authenticity.
Yeah.
I have this thing. It's called the 3 Ps. Okay, in my life.
Right.
Okay. If
Yeah, you told me them last night.
Yeah, if it doesn't bring me peace.
Yeah.
Okay. If it doesn't serve my purpose.
Right.
And people go, "What's my purpose?" Well, your purpose is when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. It's what happens to other people.
Right.
It's how it affects other people.
Right.
So when you're in your purpose and also prosperity.
Right.
If it doesn't bring prosperity into my life, then
Right.
I don't give it any time, attention, or energy. Those are the 3 Ps.
Right.
And that's kind of a guiding principle of my life.
Right.
I look at it, does it bring me peace? Does it serve my purpose? Does it bring prosperity into my life? And that's like one of those guiding principles. Now, I said to you yesterday, you got to watch out for the 4th P.
Right.
Pussy. That'll fuck up the first 3.
Yeah.
quicker than anything.
It will, yeah.
Because people don't realize you got to be careful who you invite into your life. I know we've probably gone overboard. You could probably split this into a 2-parter.
No, it's just gonna be one part.
Shut the fuck up, Schubert, for the love of God. Quit flapping your cake hole. Who gave Schubert coffee? That's a fucking hour podcast. This guy's fucking, my ear looks like I've been fighting in the UFC for 30 years.
Dude, I wanted one where I didn't talk much. I'm tired.
No, it's all right. That's fine. Yeah, I get it, bro. But anyway, the point is that it's great working with you and Rick D'Elia this week. We're
Yeah, we're gonna have a blast, dude.
And good catching up. We got one.
Yeah.
We got one out of our systems last.
Yeah,
night.
I think we'll be all right.
It's all right, but
And
I
it wasn't
love
as
catching up
painless.
with my friends.
Yeah.
Dude, come on. I mean,
And what's the worst we did? A couple of hot dogs at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
We go back to a room.
And a couple drinks. And
It's not like waking up with 2 hookers on the other side of town. You know, that's
Well, you never done that?
no, I haven't. Those were years ago.
I'm just kidding.
Just keep it clean.
No, I'm just kidding. But
Dude,
anyway.
what do you want to plug in the camera? You got a website,
Well,
the movie,
you go
the
to,
special.
JimmyShubert.com is my website, and from
Right.
there you'll be able to find me on Instagram, which is Jimmy Shubert, Shubert, S-H-U-B-E-R-T. There's no C in Schubert. It's spelled like the theater, S-H-U-B-E-R-T. Also on all the socials, Jimmy Shubert Comedian on Facebook, and I don't do Twitter anymore. I just do TikTok, but you can find me. Go to my website; it'll lead you to everything else.
Right.
I got the 2 movies coming out. One's called Topper.
Yeah.
Really, really cool movie. And Mark O'Brien was such a powerful performance. Amanda Clayton.
Yeah.
Also, they were on that show. I think it was called City on the Hill.
Yeah.
On Showtime.
Yeah.
Really great actors, dude. It's a really powerful piece, and it's written and directed by Kevin McNamara. It's unbelievable, really personal, and I got to tell you, it affected me. Like watching that movie. It's such a very heavy subject matter, but
Right.
dealt
Good.
with really well. And then the other one is called Puppy Love, and that's with Hopper Penn and Michael Madsen and Roseanne Arquette, and that's coming out. I think I'll have more information on that.
Right.
They had problems with it. The producers were suing each other, which I think is gone now.
Right.
And so it's being repped by CAA, and they're going to find a theatrical release for that. My special Clown Shoes will be
Right.
coming out probably in about a month, and I'll make an announcement on the website.
Right.
And there'll be a link to that on the website. Also, a new album will be coming out as well.
Right.
And so, we're just, and you can check my road schedule. It's on my, it's on my thing.
And this will be up tonight. We're here in Vegas all week. So Brad
if
Garretts.
you want to come out, it's a great show, dude.
Yeah.
I love everybody on the show. All great comedians.
Yeah.
All amazing.
Dude, it's 3 headliners, dude. It's
Yeah,
a solid
three
show.
headlines. It's a solid show.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, man, always good chopping
Yeah,
up
dude, it was
with
great.
bro.
Thank
Always
you,
good
man.
chopping up, and thanks for having me on,
Of course, man.
You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.